Huzzah! So many things happening in the last few days. I do apologize. Lots of things. So, not that it is an excuse or anything, but this is a good one. Everything, I work in the educational system, so everything happens in May. So that being said, this one, okay. Oh my goodness. That being said, lots of stuff going on. So I wanted to make sure today was good. Let me get this set up a little better. There we go. All right, guys. Let me do a little cross posting just to make sure everything is where it needs to be. Is this? No, that's not the right one. We need that one. Whew. Guys, give me just 1 second. Working in the educational department as well as having family, as well as my own birthday. Family birthdays, my own birthday, educational department. May is hectic as it can possibly be. So I say all this to apologize for my lateness today and for last week's cancellation or postponement, actually. I mean, if you want to be real about it, I'm not skipping any letters, so there's that. But anyway, yesterday or last time we were up here doing this, we did layering. I did this fun little thing where I put all my jackets on and physically went through the structure of how layering and why layering matters when it comes to cold weather gear, things like that. Okay, this is Bushcraft A to Z. So the next one is M. Word M. M is a really, really, really interesting one simply because a lot is. I call this the ninja quality of bushcraft and wilderness survival and things like that. So if you do anything with wilderness survival or anything with bushcraft, you'll recognize one very important thing if you contemplate it well enough. And that is that you will feel calmer, more secure, more relaxed, more happy, more joyous. Never forget to pause for the cause. Hydrate. But you'll feel happy. And it is an odd thing. They actually call it the 3-day rule. But the more time you spend in the wilderness, the just happier you get. And that's where that comes from. Is mental health is our M. And oddly enough as it is, and this came from it's called forest bathing. It was actually forest bathing became a prescribed thing doctors would give people in Japan way back. Well, not way back when. Come on, where's my books? Got So many. I need to start rereading them. I have one on forest bathing. It actually has the Japanese name for it, but I can't seem to see where it might be. It's a real thin one, real small. It just talks about forest bathing and how it started. And that's literally, you think about the name, like forest bathing. Where did I'm not getting leaves and pouring them on my face. Um, Forest bathing is where you go into a natural environment and the things that are there are as natural as possible. So if you come upon a bridge, it's a stone bridge. It's not a concrete bridge. It's a wooden bridge put together with joinery, not screws and bolts. Which, to be fair, metal is a natural material as well. A lot of people don't get that. Is that metal is also a natural material? So if you think about someone wanting to, let's say, not use their pliers because that's they need to make a bushcraft version of pliers. Well, sure, there are carving plans out there, and where you can go and carve yourself a pair of wooden pliers. Metal, it's as natural as the wood, so and it's just more processed. And we can get into that too if you want. More processed. Oh, that's what I need to do. My apologies. I need to be able to see any comments, and so that means I need to go to my live. Hey, there I am. Can I open it up? There I am. There we are. Okay, cool. Hey, Jared. Good evening, man. Thank you for your patience. You've been pretty awesome and flexible when it comes to just accepting the fact that I can't do one day or anything like that. So thank you very much. Let's see. Back to mental health and how forest bathing and things. It's weird. You can do anything in the woods. Don't be doing sacrifices and crap. But you can do almost anything in the woods that do crossword puzzles. It's an odd little thing. Read a book. The more time you spend in it, the more time you go back to it, the more of it follows you back into the concrete jungle. And that can't be discounted. That's not something that should be in the shadows. It can be, and for most people it is, but it's not something that should be in the shadows. You go to a park and have a picnic, and I've seen this locally. We have this park, and there's a pavilion, there's concrete slab with some picnic tables up there, and then there's grassy knoll, and in fact that's active right now is there's a water pad. So it's a concrete pad, and at certain places there's water spouts coming up, and they turn it on in the morning time and turn it off and when it gets dark, and the kids can come and play on the water pad. There's also there's a pavilion I told you about. There's bathroom facilities. There's also a playground area with, lots of that rubber stuff that you can walk on and be safe. And around the perimeter, there's a walk path. I think it's a quarter of a mile. Go all the way around. It's 1/4 of a mile. Anyway, this happens a lot. I can't encounter this. We go train there often, and me and my guys, and we'll move because there's people that come and they have prepared a birthday party for like one of their kids or anything like that. And I look at that and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I talked to my guys. I said, that's pretty awesome. They could have went to their house or someone else's house and had their birthday there. They decided to put it in not only a public place, but also an outdoor place. Lots of woodiness, grassy knoll, and there's this big oak tree, this huge oak tree that's pretty awesome. It's got that toroidal look to it, and I like that. But anyway, the more time you spend in the woods, the more your mind resets. And going back to that 3-day rule, if you spend 3 days in the woods, on the third day, the synapse in your brain changes. Okay. Making sure I wasn't doubling up on this. The synapse in your brain changes. It's not like you rewire. It's not like you rewire. It's not like your brain rewires itself. It's more along the lines of the synapse in your brain insulates. Imagine synapse as wires, right? And let's say a bundle of wires are going to a place, and if the insulation around those wires aren't thick enough, then signals can cross, right? And if you think about how cloudy a mind can get, a lot of that has to do with the thickness of the insulation separating the wires that need to be separated in order to make sure that the signal is pure or clear. That being said, it's like your insulation thickens, and on that third day, I want to think of it as time in nature. So 24 hours, 48 hours, 30, 24, 48, 80, 2, 4, 6, 60, 70. 2. Not very good with math. I can do English. Math, not so much. 72 hours. So imagine it's 72 hours. So if you go for one day, one full day, let's say you do a Saturday, let's say you do a Sunday, right? And it's a 24-hour deal. Like you entered in, got there at 4:00 p.m., you left at 4 p.m., and that's 24 hours, right? Had to come back to your house, work on Monday. At Monday, you get off work, go home for a second, spend about 2 or 3 more hours. Like you add them up. Once you get to 72 within a week, the brain changes, and if you can keep that going after that. Like once you get to 72, my brain is not working like it needs. I need some time in the woods. it maintains. So I do apologize for my wordlessness, but your 3-day rule maintains itself, and so you get that regular dose. You can actually go just on the weekends after that, and just it'll re up. But I don't know if it harkens back to when we were Cro-Magnon, or even oh Denisovan. Uh, I don't know if it's because we spent so much of our genetic life in the wilderness. It feels more like home. Now, the more we stay away from it, and genetically, like, we have, a, you know, guys have wife and kids or whatever, they pass on their genetics. Next generation, next generation, next generation. Um, on down the line, if they stay in the city, they're creating a new human, a new kind, a new species. And we can argue advanced genetics or advanced, you know, next level up mutation or whatnot if you want, but um, that's not the point. The point is, uh, we really only get um, a sense of naturalness when we are in the woods. It's just it's I don't know what to call it, but it's the life you find in the city isn't the life that most people can deal with. So this going on to mental health, I need to tie this in. My lord, mental health. Spend some time out in the wood. Like I'm needing some mental health weekend here soon. Just a reset. Anyway, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my energies are a little off today. I've been through a lot, and I've got a lot left to come up. I've got a wilderness survival for middle schoolers class that I'll be teaching next week. Next, not this one coming, but the 2 weeks after that. Special program that the county puts on, and I am lucky enough to be a part of it. 2 years ago, I did basketry, which was fun. But at the time, they had someone teaching wilderness survival, and I wasn't about to step on toes. Anyway, so the philosophical side, we talked about the mental side as far as, taking the time in the woods, forest bathing, and making sure that you're set well. The philosophical or life enhancement side is going to be the self check. So, how cloudy are your thoughts? I'm an example again. How cloudy are your thoughts? How quickly, how they would call it wit. How witty are you in a social environment? How fast to respond to the needs of the situation. So a lot of times people will um, uh, be suggested. People in like EMTs and firefighters, these people who need to be ready and on immediately going, no matter what, or not no matter what, but immediately going real quick and be ready. They're actually suggested in a lot of their extracurricular activities. It's the stuff they do not at work, firemen and EMTs, in this area at least. They rock climb and go camping and these other things. And the ones that I talk to are like, this is something they absolutely need in order to stay on their toes. So understanding a self check is how quickly can you uh, transition from one thought process to the next. Um, and and again, I'm the example. We're coming back from spending some time about an hour and a half away at a birthday party, family birthday party. Didn't realize it would take this long to get here. So I'm rushing in and I'm talking with my in-laws 10 minutes ago and, just carrying on the conversation there and that kind of a thing. And then realizing, oh, timing is not right. I need to put out a little short so that I can say, hey guys, just be good. Almost there. Thank you for your patience. And so I did that. And then we kept talking, and I'm swapping back and forth between the guy that's in the camera, right, and their son-in-law, which is a different guy, should be. It was expressed to me this one time, and it made sense. So there's this thing in Buddhism called diamond armor, which is how we orient towards being able to put on different hats. Still, over in the West, we call it put on a different hat, right? So we teachers, like we're educational professionals, so that we go to the high school and teach kids all day. And so there's that hat. We get off work and then it's me and my wife and I'm the husband. That's that hat. And then I go to training and I'm teaching my students, and then there's that hat. In the Buddhism, they call it diamond armor, and I really like it because even though you can put on different hats and you're still the same person, right? That implies when you take off the hat, it's not a part of you anymore, right? Diamond armor is imagine a diamond and with all these facets cut, and each facet is turned in the direction of who's looking at any given point in time, right? So each facet is like each hat. So that's an interesting little thing. It's all who you are. You're the diamond, and you're just showing that part of you at any given point in time. So that's important. If you can do that and you can rotate that diamond and show the most appropriate version of yourself at any given point in time, then you're scoring pretty high on your self check. If you can't, if you have to be who you are all the time, which we always are, and a lot of times people don't get that, but we're always who we are. It doesn't matter what we show people. Okay. So if someone gets held up in their own understanding of their own philosophical universe, and that's a whole lot of words for saying, this is one of the things I say all the time is your contract with reality. If you have an immutable contract with reality, then you have restricted yourself crazy. I don't know of another way to put it, but you can rewrite your contract with reality. There's people out there that's like, I'm an alcoholic, I'll always be an alcoholic, I can't touch it, no one bit. And I understand that, because oftentimes if you've spent a lot of time building a certain synapse in the brain, it's hard to change it. Okay, I do get that. Hard, not impossible, hard. And that's the thing, though. We work hard at all the habits we have. If we're a gamer, we spend time on video games. We're working hard at that habit. We're building that habit. if we are drinking too much and we don't do anything about that, we're building and or maintaining that habit. If we are um, spending too much time complaining, we've built that habit, and it continues to be a habit that is built. And I don't know about y'all, but I want to be conscious about what habits I'm building in my life, because the better I can make the habits that I can make that are good, I want them to continue to be good. Be good. I want to only have the habits that point me and push me and pull me into the direction I really truly want to go. So if I have a habit, here's an interesting thing. If I have a habit of focusing too much on one training, and because I love it too much, which is hard to think about, but it is possible um, to love a good thing too much. Then you, if I have that habit, and I look over here at this other stuff that I know I need to do, then doing too much of that one thing uh, is detrimental to what I say I need to build. So even though doing this is a part of what I need to build, because that's literally what I'm doing. It If it becomes the only thing I do, then I can't build the thing that I truly say. And then years down the line, um, I'll still be trying. And I don't know what you've got, guys, in your life that you say you want to do, and if you uh, truly want those things to accomplish and to be accomplished in your life, it's not hard to look at what steps need to happen in order to make that true. It is the easiest thing. You just get up, pull up Chat GPT and type in, I want to do this, what do I need to do? And blah blah blah, something will come up. And then from that you can search again. Blah blah blah, this is what you got to do. Then from that you can search again, and you'll get every single miniature day by day step that you need to take in order to make sure your goals are accomplished. So finding what steps to take isn't hard. Taking the steps is the thing that makes you different. If you want to be different, then your social group that always complains about wanting, we hate the man. If you can continue to stay in that group and be a part of that group and enjoy your time there are people that enjoy complaining. I'm sure of it somewhere. I've never understood it, uh, even though I have done it from time to time. It's a feeling that doesn't make sense to my brain. Um, but we've gone in a lot of different areas, and I apologize. All of this, even though it's kind of like there's a hub, and I would go off on forest bathing. We'll go self check, different things. It all came back to the same. It all comes back to mental health. Um, I think it's a sad thing that some of the most important strides that we take in our lives have to do with mental health, because that tells you the state of our world, our society, a little bit. Um, But being sad about it, again, it's not a complaint. It's just, if you can't do any good in the world if you don't recognize that good needs to happen and what that good looks like. Okay, so recognizing that good needs to happen is not a complaint. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. And next one is N. Ooh, N. That's gonna be fun. N. N's gonna be really, really, really cool. Yeah. Next weekend, next Sunday, around 1 o'clock, should be okay as far as timing goes. I don't foresee anything yet that could interfere with its timing, but it'll happen. If it doesn't happen Sunday, it will happen Monday night. Sorry, Wednesday. I've got to make sure I don't pass any of these up. In fact, I may go to two times a week, just to speed this up. We're halfway. We've done this for a good long while, and we're halfway there. I don't have a problem with speeding it up, with it being as long as it is. But I don't know. Drop down in the comment box or chat if you guys want to go to twice a week or just keep it at once a week. Doesn't matter to me. We're getting to the point where after these next 2 weeks, not this one coming, but the 2 weeks after that, my summer actually starts, and I can really double down on some of this. Anyway, guys, I appreciate your time. I always appreciate your time. Why is this not working? What am I doing? Oh, that's that one. Ha! There it is. I appreciate your time. And get lost, but never lose your way. And we may do that. We may do something with that soon. Why that makes sense, even though it's a fun little thing. N for nature, maybe. Not really. Well, actually, yeah. It's a form of wilderness. Because remember, wilderness is woods, forest, desert, ocean. It's a lot of stuff in there. Yep, it'll be outdoors, but it's not nature. Although this is the first time I've actually given anyone a hint. So this is the hint. This is one of the hints that you could have possibly had. And I may talk about martial arts footwork, actually, because it applies. So if that doesn't confuse you, this is going to be awesome. The next one's going to be really, really good. I'm going to really, this is one that I know enough about to make it make sense, at least to some people and myself. Anyway, guys, and we will talk about why get lost but never lose your way makes sense. Okay, I hear you. I hear you, Jared. Might be able to do that. Again, it might be a few weeks before that happens, but noted. Thank you. All right. Until next time, get lost, but never lose your way.